Christian Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Underestimated, the surprisingly simple shift to quit playing small, name the fear, and move forward anyway, by Mary Marantz. Forward by Sharon McMahon. Narrated by Mary Marantz. Beautiful people do not just happen. Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. Hard story people are my kind of people. Here's to the kind ones, the quiet ones, the ones so often overlooked. Pain, like progressively finer grits of sandpaper, has worn off your hard edges, making you a soft, safe place to land for others. But your muddy story also means you just can't believe someone like you will ever matter. For all those who have ever felt underestimated, first by the world, but even worse by yourself, these words are both a love letter to you and a field guide as we fight our way forward together. More than anything, as we begin, know this: a lifetime of being overlooked has now turned you into someone who sees. Forward. Rebecca Brown Mitchell stepped off the train covered from head to toe in black taffeta fabric. Her teenage daughter followed behind and glanced warily around at this unfamiliar town perched on the banks of a churning river, Eagle Rock, Idaho. In 1882, Eagle Rock was barely more than saloons and shanties, and certainly no place for a single woman and her daughter. Rebecca was 48 years old, her hair now graying, her jaw set into the firm resolve of a woman who has seen the valley and is determined to summit the mountain in front of her. No part of her external circumstances would lead one to believe that Rebecca was about to change the course of history. Not her finances, she was poor. Not her personal life, she had lost 2 husbands, one to death and his brother to a failed marriage. Not her education, she had little. And yet Rebecca, like my friend Mary Marantz, knew that she was meant for more. When Rebecca disembarked in the town that would someday change its name to Idaho Falls, necessity forced her to knock on doors until someone loaned her a shed behind a saloon to sleep in. But audacity, the courage to fulfill her purpose despite her circumstances, propelled her forward the next day. Rebecca began knocking on doors once again, this time telling the inhabitants of the shanty town that she was starting a school in her single-room dwelling with no heat. "Who does she think she is?" people whispered to each other over coffee. "You can't just get off the train and start a school." Oh, but friends, you can. Rebecca did, and then she went on to be a founder of the Idaho Falls Public Schools and the Idaho Falls Public Library, and she became the first woman to serve as chaplain in a legislature anywhere in the world. Her work was instrumental in the constitutional amendment that helped the women of Idaho be among the first in the country to be granted suffrage. You can't bubble wrap purpose, as you'll soon hear in Underestimated, and while Rebecca lived before the advent of plastic pockets of air meant to keep things safe from harm, she beautifully illustrates the time-tested principles Mary imparts in this inspiring, heartfelt book. Rebecca knew, and soon you will too, that avoiding criticism at all costs is not your purpose in life. That shrink-wrapping yourself into a tidy, tiny package will not protect you. It will only suffocate you. Mary writes from personal experience, but you will recognize yourself within this book time after time. It didn't matter where my finger landed in this manuscript. There was something that I felt was not just written for me, but could have been written about me. If you wait for the world's approval or co-signature before you do a thing, Mary says, I promise you that you'll be waiting a very long time. Just smile when they snark. One day soon, they'll be asking how you did it. From Mary, I have learned that whether you set out to walk in your purpose or you stay home and play it small, tongues will wag. People will judge either way. From Rebecca, I have learned that history smiles kindly on the doers, not the critics. And so we might as well have the audacity to try. We might as well have the courage to let other people watch us fail, knowing that the odds of arriving at our destination are far greater if we keep putting one foot in front of the other. Creating nothing, Mary says in this book, isn't preferable to creating failure. I can tell you from personal experience how terrifying it is to take the first step. How we listen to the repetitive lies that fear whispers, the lies of you'll start tomorrow or someone has already done that and no one cares if you do it too. The lies that are meant to help maintain the status quo, the ones that tell us we'll always be underestimated and nothing we do will ever really matter. Mary shows us how to shift incrementally at first, to creating forward momentum that takes fear out of the driver's seat. The book you're about to listen to isn't written by some unrelatable guru or filled with empty platitudes about self-improvement. Mary, I can personally attest, is the real deal.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?